So okay, it's a hot day. I mean hot, it's very hot. It's about 30 degrees. It is 30 degrees. I'm out and about in the car, taking the camera and the drone. Camera being the Sony a5000, this one. Just been out to see a mate of mine, a guy that I used to work with called Richard Dawson, who's same name as me. He's a manager in a store in Maidstone, and I have just ended up buying the Sony ZV-1 or ZV-1 in England. So that's this thing here, Sony ZV-1. It's got the flip out screen. Now I kept saying about it, I was thinking of getting it to replace some of the stuff I'm using now, because the thing I'm doing at the moment, I'm filming on the GoPro. GoPro's great for wide angle shots, but you've got no depth of field, you can't zoom in, and the microphone's okay, but you always have to sort of like level it up a bit. With things like this, you can actually adjust the levels of the microphone. You've got zoom. It does 4K the same as the GoPro, but this is much better in low light. The GoPro's rubbish in low light, stabilising is rubbish on the GoPro. I didn't really want to use the GoPro for vlogging. The idea was to use the Panasonic, which is what I bought the Panasonic for. So I saw this recently. I've mentioned it before, I've seen loads of reviews. There's loads and loads of reviews online. I'll link some of them for you. I had work vouchers. I also had money in the drawer. I didn't realise I'd been keeping my birthday money for the last sort of 2 or 3 years. So I suddenly went through that and thought, hang on a minute, I've got birthday money here. I'm not spending, not using it. It's doing nothing, it's sitting there doing nothing. I've got the vouchers from work, which I've spent half of that, well less than half of that actually, I've spent a bit of that, not much. And I'm going to sell the Panasonic, so the Panasonic will be sold. That will pay for it. So basically this thing, when the Panasonic's gone, this thing won't have cost me anything at all physically as such. I wouldn't have had to pay any money towards it, because it's money I had that I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting there in the drawer and forgot about, and the vouchers which I got for doing nothing. So this realistically hasn't actually cost me anything, luckily. So this is the first bit of recording with the Sony. The Sony's got eye focusing and it's got its own built-in microphone. Plus there's also the option to plug in lav microphones, wireless microphones, and of course the one that I've been using on the GoPro that goes on the top. The focusing is supposed to be really quick, like I said, because the GoPro is sort of fixed. It doesn't have a focusing zone as such. This has a defocus button. So on this one now we can out focus the background, so it's me looking at the camera with the background out of focus. A bit sort of cinematic looking, hopefully a bit better looking. It sort of puts the focus more on the subject, and hopefully the sound quality is better than the GoPro. Hopefully a lot. This is a built-in microphone, it's forward facing, and I'm hoping it's also better outside with the wind muff on it, or as I said, I can plug in my normal little on top microphone that I've been using with the GoPro anyway. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully this is going to be a lot better. I'm looking forward to using this. So okay, this isn't going to be a review. I'm not going to review the Sony camera like the other reviewers have. As I said, there's lots of videos. I'll put a link to all of those down below, the ones that I've watched anyway. So I'm not going to review it, I'm just going to explain the differences for me between the camera I have been using, the Panasonic, and the Sony, and why the Sony is going to benefit me and help me do my vlogging and my videoing and the sort of tech reviews and stuff like that where I'm facing the camera. And also where I'm facing away from the camera, B-roll, slow motion, that sort of stuff. But before anything, I've just got back and I think maybe I ought to have a drink. Love this stuff, it's really nice. I've seen so far people unboxing them, they've only unboxed it in like a grey box with the camera in it. So you haven't seen the official box for it as yet. So I'm going to have a quick look through that, just to show you what it's like, because it's a bit unassuming. So it's a pretty unassuming box, as I said. It's just a small box. Model numbers up here, picture of the camera with the dead cat on, pictures of the side, the normal Sony labels, little bit of info about what you can get extra for it, and of course its features on this side. So when you open the box up, you've mainly got your reference guide, a list of accessories, how to get hold of them with a QI thing. This is the startup guide. There's about 10 pages in English, the rest of it's all in different languages, so it's a massive book for no real apparent reason. Warranty cards, warranty documents, as always. Register your product here, so you get extensive support, apparently. And then in there is your kit. Your dead kitten. Get all fluffy packed up. Your battery, which a lot of people have already gone on about. And of course your camera. nice and neatly packed away. It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. I thought it's not so wide, but it is thicker than I thought. It is actually quite heavy, but then again, for the price of it, you'd expect it to be. You don't really want it to feel like a cheap camera. So, battery compartment in there. So once you've popped in a memory card, literally, you can switch it on. The button on the top. As soon as you flip out the screen, you're on and ready to go. There's a little bit of setup initially, but it is really all it is just setting the date, time, and most of the settings are already set for you. You can go through, I've changed a couple of things just to have a look at them, but otherwise it is literally ready to go. Okay, so this is the Sony working now. Now, one of the things I wanted to test, the reason I've done it in the kitchen is because normally the kitchen with the cameras, because the way the kitchen's designed, it's quite small and it's got bare walls, there's always a bit of an echo in it. So you're probably going to get that echo on this as well, but I thought I'd test it and see what it comes out like, see if the echo's worse or better on the Sony. But as I said, from now on this will be the camera that I'm using for doing these vlogs, product reviews, that sort of stuff. For the watch reviews, I'm still going to use a little Canon camcorder that I got for nothing, because I got it for nothing and it's ideal for using for the little watch reviews. So this will be for the vlogs, outdoors, B-roll, that sort of stuff. So the idea behind getting a Panasonic was purely for vlogs. I already had the Pentax and its sort of myriad of lenses and all the use I need for stills. So the idea was the Panasonic G5 was going to be the vlogging camera, and that's all I intended to use it for when I first got it about 3 years ago. At the time I didn't think about it and didn't realise that it didn't have a microphone socket, and that's been a big problem ever since because I've not been able to use it outdoors. I've had a couple of times when it's been quite sort of a very mild day, and on mild days you can take it out and there's no wind, but any other day if there's any slight breeze blows across these mics and it was awful. So unfortunately it didn't have much use outside. The other problem with it was its nighttime facility. Now what I mean by that is I did find it better than the Pentax for doing long exposures, so this was always used for the car shows. All my car shows, the photographs I've done with that have been done with the Panasonic. I just stay dancing with my shadow all day, watch the time. But for filming at night it's not that good. And the same goes for anything else I've had really. Unfortunately, nighttime filming hasn't been the best. Even with the Lume cubes on the Panasonic, again, it doesn't help at all. The noise ratio is quite high when filming, and it sort of ruins the images. You don't get a clear image, that sort of stuff. And also is the focus points. The focusing on the Panasonic's always been a little bit of a problem, getting it to focus in some cases. Now most of my recent vlogs I've been fixing the focus in one place, so it doesn't refocus. You have to refocus it yourself. The idea being with the Sony's got really good focusing, and it's also got the product showcase focus feature, so you can hold stuff up and it focuses straight away, and that's the idea. What I mean by the focusing and the light, if you look at my London video, which is vlog 66, there's a little bit at the end where I do it near Tower Bridge where the light's not very good, but all the way through that video the focusing's hunting backwards and forwards, and it was really annoying because I was only out for the day and it was a nice video, it was a great day out, but the focusing kept going backwards and forwards. Same goes for vlog 75. That's the video when I did the 2018 New Year's Eve, and again me and Cuddles went out, used the Lume Cube, and again the colouring wasn't that brilliant. It's very, very noisy and this light's very, very bright. Having said that, some of the videos, I mean, they've always been a bit poor for night video. I got the GoPro to help because I didn't have the microphone on the Panasonic. I got the GoPro so I can plug a microphone into it, and it's the same microphone I'm now using on the Sony. But again, the GoPro, again at night, the GoPro is absolutely shocking. Appalling quality. Really bad noise, even in low light. I mean, I tried filming in the car. There's a few videos you'll see of me filming in the car when I'm talking to the GoPro, and they're absolute rubbish quality. The quality is awful. Going back to sort of my phone, I mean, if you go back to my early vlogs, vlogs 4 when I did Halloween with Leanne.
There wasn't any clowns though.
No, true.
Must change it every day. Unless they went in the other maze.
Maybe. And 10, which I did a Christmas video with Leanne, you'll see that the quality was done on my Samsung S5. It wasn't that brilliant because I was doing it on a mobile phone. The only thing saving grace for those was obviously they had Leanne in them, and they was much, much better videos. They were much more interesting.
Santa Teddy's over there.
Where? And she also had a habit of trying to get my attention like some people stick their tongue out. She had the habit of sort of squeezing up her, yeah, which was quite funny, which you'll notice in video 10. On that point, I was going to say, people always used to say to me, am I, yeah, before I met her, people used to say to me, as they do with blokes, are you a legs, boobs, bum sort of man? I was none. It didn't really bother me. I never really cared. It didn't matter to me. It wasn't anything until I met her. And then when I first met her, I was like, oh, everything, yes, everything about her I am. So, yeah, maybe I am a boobs and short person and short hair and everything that's lovely is, I am very much now. If you see what sort of personality, so I'm her sort of person. Unfortunately, there's nobody else like her, but that's the way it is. It's, yeah, I was never before, now I am. So, of course, it came to the point where I ended up getting the Sony. I'm getting my super cheap, super free Sony A5000. This is a good still camera. It's not bad for video, the little screen pops up, sound quality is good, capture quality is really good, although it's not 4K, i.e. the new Sony is. But this again had the same problem of no microphone input. And of course I buggered it by dropping it and breaking the lens. Although the lens I broke is the sort of the kit lens, the 16-50, which to be honest with you, focusing on it was rubbish, because I did try it at the night shots of doing the cars, doing the long exposures, and it wasn't that brilliant. I didn't find the focusing good enough. However, I hope to get a decent lens for this, get an 18-55 or just something standard, and then I can use that instead of the Panasonic for the night shots. The Sony A5000's night quality for taking pictures at night is absolutely fantastic. This thing, you can take pictures at 3200 ISO and they're still clear. There's no real noise in them that you can notice. When you take pictures of long exposures, it automatically adjusts the colour and everything for you after it takes the shot. So I've been incredibly impressed with the night photography on this camera. I love it. So that's going to be sort of a go-to night camera. So is the night recording facility important? Yes, very much so for me, especially because when I'm getting out of summer, so we're leaving summer, getting into dark, I tend to vlog less because of the dark conditions, and it's harder for me to vlog. One of the things that I find also very useful on that camera, and also on the Pentax, I've got a remote control to control it for long exposures or shots if I'm standing back from it or away from it. The GoPro had that advantage, so when you're using the GoPro, if you're filming yourself, you could see yourself on your phone. Now in some of my shots and some of my videos, you may notice sometimes when I move the camera down, you might actually notice my phone with the video on it of what I'm filming, because I don't always move it out of the way. The beauty of the A5000 is it's a Wi-Fi camera and it has a remote facility, so if you get Sony software, you can control it with your phone and you can actually see what you're doing. So you can see what you're doing, you've got all your zoom controls, bulb exposure, which is brilliant because it only goes up to 30 seconds normally. Bulb on the phone, obviously you can have it as long as you like, 2 to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you want. That's also the great thing about this ZV-1 is you can control it from your phone. Now Sony do provide, and if you'll notice a lot of videos that I've put links to down below, the people that got provided the camera free and been sent it by Sony for them to sort of review, keep and sort of say all good things about, nearly all of them have been given the remote control. It's a tripod and it's a remote, so you can use it away from the camera as well as with the camera, but it's £130. And I wouldn't buy it at the moment simply because you can do everything on your phone and more. You can set all the settings, you can, I said, see what you're doing, and the tripod's only very short as well, so it's not a great handheld tripod. The idea of being able to see what you're doing on here is great. If I'm going to film stuff like I did in one of my vlogs recently when I was eating my burger, you see me sort of the camera sitting over on the other side of the room on a little wall whilst I'm eating, and the idea will be to do the same with this. I'm going to use this everywhere, so I will use the phone to monitor what I'm doing and stop recording, which is absolutely brilliant. In one of the videos that I've linked down below, there's, well, say two of them. Two of the videos are by Editor's Keys. And the Editor's Keys video is a very good video reviewing the camera. He's also just uploaded a good video on accessories and parts. Now, strangely enough, as I was on the way back from buying the camera, I managed to go on Amazon and buy a couple of spare batteries and a charger. And strangely enough, they're the same ones he's recommended from Editor's Keys. So the idea of this is you can charge 2 batteries at a time. It's even actually got built-in USB lead, so it's only got its own USB lead, although you can plug a USB lead into it. Batteries come in nice little plastic containers. Don't know if I'll keep them in that or not, but you got your batteries. 2 of these, so I'll have 3 batteries in total. I've had stuff from this company before. One of the things in the box, they also provide you with, it's very handy, very nice of them, a microfiber cloth. I don't see the point in that for your batteries, but it's very handy for your camera, so it's really nice of them. The other thing, now this I did see on the Editor's Keys accessories review, and that is a tripod stroke handheld. So this is the Ulee's grip stroke mount. So you mount your camera on there. It acts as a tripod as well. So you can stick it on a desk or something like that. The big advantage of this is it extends. So you can make it taller, and the idea for me is I can hold it out when videoing. I'll be able to video myself holding this out, give me a little bit extra room. They also though do, at the same time I bought it, there was 2 kits you could buy. I bought the kit that came with an adapter, so the camera mounts on there, this mounts onto the tripod. This part will be useful for my Lume Cube. So should I need extra light, I've got the microphone still on top of the camera, and I can have a Lume Cube connected here. GoPro will still be used. The GoPro, as I said, useful because it's waterproof. Not that I've had much use of it waterproof. It will be handy for certain things with wide angle shots, that sort of stuff, so I will still use the GoPro occasionally. I said I've got to get used to this Sony, so I'm not really reviewing the Sony or anything like that because I'm not used to it yet. I've got to work out what everything does, how to get the best colours out of it and stuff. You'll notice that the colours in the kitchen aren't as brilliant as they could be because that was the first night I got it. I hadn't really got used to it, so I've just got to play around with it a little bit. But so far, so good. I'm enjoying it. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button down below. If you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified when I upload my next video. And thanks again. Bye bye.